Kong Skull Island is one of the most visually stunning monster films in modern cinema. The film brings an untamed monstrous world to life with stunning visual effects, larger-than-life creatures, and breathtaking action sequences. However, what audiences see on screen is the result of meticulous CGI, motion capture, and advanced visual effects. In this behind-the-scenes breakdown, we explore how some of the most iconic scenes were created with the power of VFX and CGI. One of the film's first encounters with Skull Island's monstrous wildlife happens when the team stumbles upon a gigantic scurvy buffalo emerging from the water. The moment is awe-inspiring, and while it appears incredibly lifelike, every aspect of the buffalo, its texture, its expressions, and movements was entirely CGI, if you can believe that. Behind the scenes, the scene was first shot with the human actors reacting to an empty space. Later, visual effects artists meticulously designed the scurvy buffalo, adding layers of wet fur, muscle movements, and realistic water displacement to make it seamlessly blend into the environment. No character in the MonsterVerse is as iconic as Kong himself. But how was this giant ape brought to life with such realism? The process started with motion capture, where an actor in a special suit performed Kong's movements and expressions. Every snarl, every powerful punch, and even Kong's emotional movements were carefully recorded. In one iconic moment, Kong gets trapped in a giant iron chain, a scene that was also entirely CGI crafted. The actors filmed their parts separately, and then the digital creatures and destruction were seamlessly integrated to create an action-packed final scene. The fight was broken down into multiple stages. Every punch, fall, and moment of struggle was planned out like a carefully choreographed dance. To make the environment react naturally, the VFX team digitally shattered trees, kicked up dirt, and simulated the impact of Kong's punches on the ground. One of the most intense sequences in the film is Kong's battle with the Skullcrawler. While this fight is action-packed and visually stunning, none of it was filmed in reality. The Skullcrawler was first designed as a 3D model, starting with its skeletal structure, then adding muscle mass, skin texture, and movement mechanics. Every explosion, environmental destruction, and dust particle was animated step by step. That's right, the background environment, broken trees, and fiery explosions were all digitally inserted. However, the scenes with the film's actors shown in these fight scenes were already recorded, and later they were added in the middle of this intense fight sequence. Since the acting and impressions of these actors are so amazing, it seems as if they're actually present in the middle of that fight. And even after adding these scenes later, they look quite real and natural. This level of attention to detail made Kong's presence feel real and intense on screen. When Bill Randa and his team take helicopters to Skull Island, they fly straight into a violent storm, creating one of the film's most dramatic visuals. However, this entire sequence was, get ready for it, created using CGI. The helicopters, the raging ocean, and the storm itself were digitally crafted using advanced simulation software. The actors filmed their scenes on a green screen room with powerful wind machines to simulate turbulence. Later, layers of digital clouds, rain, and lightning were added to heighten the intensity. The result? A jaw-dropping, heart-pounding sequence that immersed viewers into the terrifying world of Skull Island. The movie opens with a World War II plane crash where two soldiers engage in a dramatic mid-air battle before landing on Skull Island, only to come face-to-face with King Kong. But surprise, surprise, the plane crash, parachute landing, and background scenery were all created using visual effects. The actors performed their fight scene on a green screen set, and later, the island environment was digitally inserted. The first reveal of Kong towering over them was also fully CGI, ensuring a dramatic, larger-than-life entrance. In one of the film's brief but crucial moments, we see the White House, military officials, and a large protest scene. Surprisingly, these shots weren't filmed on location. The White House and military base were digitally recreated, allowing for greater control over lighting and composition. Even the scene where Bill Randa arrives in a yellow car was filmed using a blue screen with the entire background added in post-production. When Captain James enters the mysterious tribal village, we see ancient stone carvings and towering structures. However, most of these elements were actually created digitally. The tribal houses and rock formations were filmed on a small set and then expanded using CGI. The intricate stone arts were digitally scanned and placed into the environment. This allowed the filmmakers to create a realistic, immersive world while keeping the production efficient. One of the eeriest and most visually striking locations in Kong Skull Island is the Skullcrawler Graveyard, a massive wasteland littered with the remains of fallen creatures. This unsettling environment was crafted using a mix of practical effects and CGI enhancements. However, for this scene, the performances of the actors were already filmed by going to the graveyard location where all the actors gave their powerful performances. Then, after this, the Skullcrawler was added to this amazing scene. To set the scene, the production team first built a practical set featuring skeletal remains and debris. However, most of what audiences see on screen, like the Skullcrawler and its attack, was digitally created. The Skullcrawler itself was, to no surprise of anyone, completely CGI. Artists first developed a wireframe model, ensuring that its skeletal structure matched its aggressive snake-like movements. Layers of muscle mass, skin textures, and reflective lighting were then applied to bring it to life. The creature's movements were animated with a blend of keyframe animation and motion capture to make it feel organic and unpredictable. In one scene, the movie characters traverse Skull Island's rivers and swamps in a boat, navigating through misty waters and towering rock formations. This scene was actually shot in Ha Long Bay, Vietnam. The surrounding landscape, featuring high cliffs, dense foliage, and dramatic lighting, was all real. But also, the VFX team added subtle elements like mist, reflections, and dynamic lighting effects. One of the film's most intense moments is when Kong aggressively attacks and destroys the helicopters carrying Preston Packard and Bill Randa's team. This action-packed sequence was brought to life using a combination of CGI and real actor performances. The helicopters seen in the film were fully computer-generated, designed from scratch with detailed textures, reflections, and mechanical parts. Every explosion, fire, and debris was animated frame by frame to match the intensity of the destruction. To ensure that Kong's fury felt raw and unrelenting, animators used a blend of motion capture and keyframe animation. His movements were carefully crafted to showcase his raw strength, smashing the helicopters with precise, powerful strikes. Smoke and fire effects were later composited to amplify the chaos. As for the actors, their reactions and expressions were filmed separately against a green screen. Their performances were then integrated into the CGI sequence, making it look as if they were genuinely caught in the middle of Kong's rampage. After capturing the performance, a massive CGI model of Kong was created using the motion capture data to make his movements feel natural. His fur, facial wrinkles, and eye expressions were painstakingly designed to make him as lifelike as possible. One of the film's most emotional and visually stunning moments is when Mason Reaver reaches out and touches Kong for the first time. This scene required a lot of delicate balance of practical lighting, green screen effects, and digital character rendering. To achieve this, a physical set was built to resemble the rocky cliffside where Mason stands with Captain James. However, Kong himself was entirely CGI. Brie Larson's performance was filmed with a carefully planned lighting setup to ensure her hand movements and expressions matched the final animation. Post-production artists then added Kong into the scene, ensuring that the lighting and shadows on his fur matched real-world conditions. The intricate details of Kong's facial features and his gentle yet powerful expression were refined to make the interaction feel genuine and heartfelt. Kong Skull Island is a testament to the power of CGI and motion capture in modern filmmaking. From the stormy skies of Skull Island to the towering monsters, every frame was carefully crafted to immerse audiences into a world beyond imagination. What was your favorite behind-the-scenes moment in this movie? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content on your favorite movies and series. See you all in the next one, and bye for now.